Hello, welcome to Geeks Around, the Conclave discussion on the Flash trailer, the Gotham trailer, Constantine trailer, all the superhero trailers for the 2014-2015 season of the TV networks. I'm your host today, and we're back, and with me is producer and host, Matt Moore.
Hello, how you doing?
Doing great, Matt. And the next to him is Mr. Charles Whedon. How you doing, Charles?
I am doing great. Yeah. I know it isn't much, but yeah, I feel great. The episodes for the most... Oh, not the episodes. Yeah, I know I messed up. But the trailers are interesting. Although I do have issues with the Gotham trailer, but I'll get to that later.
Yeah, so we'll get to that eventually. And next we also have, joining us for the first time in a long time, Tori Rodney. How are you doing today, Tori?
Great, great, cool, I'm fine, yeah.
Cool. And then last but not the least, of course, Mr. Isaiah Mullins. How you doing, Isaiah?
Wow, introduced me at the end. That's great. Thanks, Andy. Thanks.
What? I
no, seriously. It's great to see you, Andy, overall, and Troy as well. I missed you, man. I missed you. Because you don't call me. You don't text me, man.
I've been busy, man.
But busy. Really quickly, I like only one trailer, and that's about it. Let's go on from that.
Alright, so let's get to our thoughts on that. But first, okay, so we're going to talk about the Flash trailer, this new show on the CW, the Gotham trailer that is going to air, the new show that is going to air on Fox, and then we're going to talk about the content trailer that is going to air on NBC. And also, for anyone who's wondering, the reason we're not talking about Agent Carter is that there's no trailer. There's no pilot. But the only update there is that there's going to be 8 episodes, according to Haley Atwell. So at least we have some coverage there, at least for you guys. So first, let's start.
I have a question for you, Andy, real quick. Question, sure. Andy. Do you actually know anything about the Flash TV show? I mean, I know this is new ground for you.
Yeah, like these are my first Flash comics. Like, I only have like 9 books here. I have the original series and so on, but it's the first time.
Spring Chicken.
No Spring Chicken. I'm actually the host of the Flash podcast. I have no connections.
Yeah, I was gonna say how many episodes into the Flash podcast are you?
I just released the 18th episode 2 days ago.
And that doesn't include the episode 0, does it?
No.
Because you had a pre-episode, didn't you?
Yeah. On iTunes, there says that there are 19 episodes, but as far as I'm seeing it, I've done 18 episodes.
So yeah, basically the whole joke is that Andy actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to Flash. Someone else in this hangout, however, doesn't know who the fuck Wally West is. I'm not going to mention names.
Sorry, I'm very sick.
I hate you, Matt. I hate you.
Okay, before we get any further, let's talk about the first trailer.
Yeah, the first trailer. Let's take a little look for you guys at home. Let's look at the Flash trailer. Here we go.
Barry got into a fight.
Guess I wasn't fast enough.
No, it's better to have a good heart than fast legs.
When I was 11, my mom was murdered. I saw what looked like a ball of lightning. Inside the lightning, there was a man. He killed my mom.
Mom? Dad?
Sorry. You can't keep ducking work so you can go off chasing down these urban legends, Barry. Everyone you work with thinks you're a weirdo.
You've got to get yourself a girlfriend.
I've spent my whole life searching for the impossible, never imagining that I would become the impossible.
Hit by lightning.
How's he still alive?
He's coding.
Charge battles to 200. Clear. Oh,
my guy.
Where am I? You're at Star Labs.
I need you to urinate in this.
What is happening? What is going on?
You were struck by lightning, dude.
Lightning gave me abs. You were in a coma.
For how long?
9 months. Welcome back, Mr. Allen. We have a lot to discuss.
I watched you die, Barry. You kept dying, your heart kept stopping.
It's still beating.
Feels really fast.
So you thought the world was slowing down. You were going so fast, it only looked like everyone else was standing still.
There's so much that we don't understand.
What's happening to me?
You had a distal radius fracture. It's healed in 3 hours.
How is that even possible?
We don't know.
How's it fit? It's a little snug.
You don't really believe he can run that fast, do you?
We've been searching for other metahumans like yourself. The sky went black, and then boom! Outside was inside.
Clyde Martin, he's a bank robber. I think he can control the weather. What really happened that night?
The dimensional barrier ruptured, unleashing unknown energies into our world. Antimatter, dark energy, X elements.
Those are all theoretical.
And how theoretical are you?
I've been thinking too small.
He's still out there. We have to stop him.
You're not a hero. You're just a young man who was struck by lightning.
Martin!
This just keeps getting cooler.
Your metahumans have been busy, but I need your help to catch Martin and anyone else out there like him. But I can't do it without you.
I have something that might help. It's made of a reinforced tripolymer. It's heat and abrasive resistant.
What if I'm not a hero? What if I'm just some guy who was struck by lightning?
I don't think that bolt of lightning struck you, Barry. I think it chose you because you can inspire people, watching over your city like a guardian angel, making a difference, saving people in a flash.
It's time to think big.
I'll run around it in the opposite direction.
You'll die.
You're not faster than a bullet.
Run, Barry, run!
What happened here?
Just your everyday kind of bad guy shootout. My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive. A friend recently gave me the idea for a new name, and something tells me it's gonna catch on.
Take your own advice. Wear a mask.
Cool.
And welcome back. Now let's talk about the Flash trailer that we've just seen. So I'm gonna start with talking about Barry Allen as a whole, because this is his show, and in the role is starring Grant Gustin, who debuted Barry Allen on Arrow in episode 8 and 9, The Scientist and Free Ghost, respectively. And now he's finally getting his full show, and we get to see the first look of it in this 5-minute trailer. So, Matt, I want to start discussing with you. What are your overall feelings about Barry Allen pre-incident, post-incident, and then The Flash?
Well, I do know that there are going to be some Isaiahs that disagree with me. I mean, people that are going to disagree with me. But I really like the idea of this being a younger Flash or a younger-looking Flash. I'm just taking your topic away already, Isaiah. Some people don't like the younger characters playing these iconic roles, and I can kind of see where that's coming from. But really, because of the fact, and I'm going to say this again in Gotham, because of the fact that this is the origin of this particular character, not necessarily them as a seasoned person, I really like it. I really like him in the role. I really think that, like 10 years from now, if this show is still going, he's going to look the same age. But at that point, we're going to be completely convinced that it's him. So I really like it beforehand. Him as the Flash, I don't know, something about his mask looks a little hinky. It looks comedic almost. I don't really like the mask, but that's not really the character, so I'm not too worried about it. So yeah, I'm good all the way around.
Are you fine with the suit though?
Yeah, I'm fine with the rest of the suit. The only thing I really don't like about it is like the top half of his mask, like it's just huge, and then I don't know, it makes him look weird.
I understand what you mean. Tori, how about you?
Well, the show looks cool. But his suit is not really working out for me. Nah, man, it looks weird. I mean, well, not weird, just not cool. So yeah, that's it.
Had you preferred if it had been like bright red, or is it about the color that you have a little problem with?
Not the color scheme really. I just wish that it had been, more modern because his suit looks similar to the one from the Winter Soldier. So like it's just like wow. But I wish that it had been more, oh my God, just much more, I don't
Something
know.
more like this? Something more like this?
Uh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So a bit more like it was in the 90s TV show.
Not the 90s TV show. No. No.
Well, the one in the 90s TV show was almost exactly like it is in the comics right now.
I mean,
and has been for 20 years now.
Actually, this is actually the New 52 suit, and this is actually an armor suit. This one was more of a tight-ish suit, if you know what I mean.
Well, the armor is 10 times better, though, because it's on Injustice, and it flew really smoothly with the Flash, because it made perfect sense for the Flash to have that type of armor.
Okay, so but Tori, overall, like, how did you feel about Barry Allen, like, just as the character, without the suit, him as the character, him just running around and so on?
I think that he is pretty, cool, When I watched him, I was, pretty impressed, because like fans had a lot of negative reviews before he premiered, but like he really showed who's boss, and he nailed it, He nailed it.
Well said, Tori. Isaiah, let's talk a little bit, you and me, because I know you're a big Flash fan. So how did you feel?
Yeah.
I know you have your hiccups with Grant Gustin, but how do you feel about Barry Allen now that you've seen more of him?
Again, I don't hate the actor. I really do not. But for some odd reason, I just want to punch him in the face. For some odd reason, I still do. It's like, dude, I just want to punch him in the face for some odd reason. I mean, again, I don't promote violence by any means. I don't hate the guy by any means. It's just that feeling again.
Doesn't look
And
badass.
no, I wouldn't say that either. The Barry Allen character reminded me of Peter Parker in a good way, mixed with the more Flash and more the 52 universe. So that's a really good thing too. So it's not a bad thing. It's just that it just feels like too formulaic because I've seen the old Spider-Man movies and the new ones and everything else. So it felt too much in that natural feeling. But again, I'm not judging it for what it is, but it looks okay.
Okay. How about you, Charles?
I like the trailer. And unlike Isaiah, I have never had a problem with Grant Gustin other than the fact that he acted in Glee, and I can't stand that show. But I will say that whenever I look at Grant Gustin playing Barry Allen, aka the Flash, I don't feel the urge to punch him in the face. I liked him in the two-part episode in Arrow where he played Barry Allen. I liked him. I thought he was great in those two
I
episodes.
didn't.
Shut up, Isaiah. But no, it's just I like Grant Gustin as Barry Allen. I think he's going to be great as the Flash. And when it comes to his costume, his outfit, I really like it. And the helmet, the mask, doesn't bother me at all. I mean, I can see how it might make him a little big, like up like in here or around there. It doesn't bother me. I think it just works. I mean, it doesn't look as armored as maybe the new 52 uniform, but you know what? It doesn't bother me. I mean, I think it looks great. And
since we're talking about the costume, if I may, they did mention that it is heat resistance and abrasive resistance. So basically, it's made, for the most part, only for running. It's not made for armor whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right, because it's the same alloy as like in the comic books and the 90s show. So it makes perfect sense. But I was gonna make a comment about that too. I don't hate this suit. It was really nice when I first saw it in the dark, but once in the light, it was kind of silly. It's like when you see the Batman suit in the daytime, it's like that's kind of silly. And the casting, I do like the casting though. The casting really looks really cool, diverse. And I have no problem with the casting. It's just the main lead I have a little issue with. It's just he doesn't look okay. Let me put a very small scenario on this. I like Oliver, but I like the actor who played Oliver because he's really cool. He has that chemistry. He has that charisma. When I look at Barry Allen, the guy who played him, I don't see it yet. I just don't see it. And that's my only.
He lacks badassdom.
I will say one more thing. It's one tiny little gripe I do have a problem with in the trailer, and it's the scene near the end of the trailer where you see Barry Allen going up against the Storm guy, and he's creating that.
What was it?
What?
What a wizard?
I guess I don't know who that villain is.
Oh my God!
Shut up! Shut up! Yeah, but it's just the way he said "time to think big." I thought it was just terrible writing, and I thought it was just really, really cheesy how he said that.
That was I mean, not to get completely off topic, but that was something like a small little thing that I had problem with the trailer. Was the bad guy just seems overly dramatic?
Yeah.
I have to agree.
And also, I have a feeling that this season, again, it's just my feeling. It's going to be very, very predictable because I don't see nothing that's going to be like shocking or odd. Ooh, I just see it's going to be really predictable. Like, okay, that's kind of predictable. Maybe because I've seen a lot of shows, but that's just my feeling.
Well, it is a CW show, so what do you really expect?
Hey, watch your step there, sir.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I do enjoy some CW TV shows, so I'm not like
Supernatural. There we go.
Yes, all those shows, yes.
Yeah, Supernatural. But the thing is, but like his look, he doesn't look like a badass. I mean, I'm sorry, but like,
okay, look,
he's standing right next to me, right? I'll beat him up. Like seriously, he doesn't look bad.
No, Tori. Let's be honest. He's gonna kick all of our asses with his superpowered abs.
Yeah.
Steve.
Let me comment on this. Flash has never been a superhero that is supposed to look badass or intimidating. He's supposed to be the guy that you trust because he's out of the open and so on. So like to me, it doesn't matter that he doesn't look badass.
So you
to me, what? What? I don't understand the question.
No, I mean, okay. When Zack Snyder has his Flash, then we will see. Yes, Isaiah, we will see the best Flash ever. You have my word right there.
Let's just say that the CW DC universe and the DC cinematic universe are two completely different universes who shouldn't even be remotely connected.
True. I mean,
Yeah.
They're not connected.
I disagree. I think they should connect it, but that's I think that's a different topic for a different day. So, but focusing on the trailer, we get to meet the
Right.
characters of the show. We get to meet Iris West, Detective West, and like Isaiah pointed out, it's a very diverse cast. Two we have two African American characters. We have supposedly a gay
A
one if they
Latino.
keep that thing from the comic books. We have sorry.
A Latino. Hispanic Latino.
Which one is gay? I'm sorry.
There's a character named not Cisco Ramon, but we have a Hispanic character, but there's a police officer whose name is Captain David Singh, and he is actually together with Pied Piper in the comic books. Hardy Ruffalo has not been cast yet. He may show up in the later episodes, but that's mostly like he's gonna have a relationship with. So it's a very diverse cast. So let's start with the West, with Iris West and Detective West. Matt, what did you feel about the love of Barry Allen and Barry's surrogate father?
It was a new twist on the story, as it were, because of course that's not how it happened in the comics at all. But it's one that my thought is, and this is something that we've actually argued about on other hangouts. Is my thought is so long as the characters have the same ideas, same spirit, same goals, I don't have a problem with changing a little bit of the story. So I don't have a problem with this at all because of the fact that Iris West does appear to be basically just as kind. She actually reminds me of what's her name, Astrid or whatever, the black girl from Tomorrow People.
Astrid.
Oh.
All right, I did have it right.
Okay, yeah,
like a very loving, very kind, like sisterly, like friend, and I really like that because that's kind of how I can envision a young Iris West. So I am perfectly okay with it. I actually kind of like it.
What do you feel about Detective West, her father?
I didn't see a lot of Detective West in it, so I don't really know that much. At least from Iris, we get a couple lines. I didn't really see much from Detective West at all.
Detective West was a bit somewhere in the beginning of the trailer where he says, you can't go and chase his, urban legends and so on.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
It's very quick.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it happened saying like you can't be docking work to chase all these urban legends and stuff like that.
That's right. Yeah.
It only lasted like what 5 seconds. So yeah.
But Charles, what did you think about the Iris and Detective West characters?
Okay. Before I say anything, I need assurances that you guys are not going to make fun of me.
Okay, we guarantee no such thing.
I promise.
Well, Andy will promise, and then he'll break that promise, and then everybody wins, and I don't. But no. Anywho, I am not familiar with Iris West. Before this TV show, before you even mentioned his name, I have never heard that name before.
Neither me. I just heard you say that. Neither me.
Yeah, I have no idea who Iris West is. I have no idea who that woman is supposed to be. I don't know. The only two people in the show that I know is Barry Allen and Professor Zoom. That's it.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, it kind of you.
Can we give a little background of who Iris West is in the comics?
Iris West is a journalist for Central City newspaper, and she is the love interest of Barry Allen, and she's the aunt of Wally West, who becomes the third Flash or the second Flash, depends on if you want to retcon Jay Garrick, because that's what the comics have done. But he's technically the third Flash, and he's just been introduced back in the New 52. You can see him in these 2 issues, and he's now African American. Very proud of DC Comics for doing that, and so basically that's the idea. And you've seen it a lot in the animated shows with Justice League Unlimited, voiced by the great Michael Rosenbaum. Exclusive Smallville, and so Wally, he's like a very iconic Flash character. So, but we're not gonna make fun of Charles anymore of that yet.
At least on this hangout.
Exactly. Okay, but fair enough, Charles. But okay, but from what you saw, okay, because you can talk it from your perspective, being this is the first time you meet the character. did you feel warmth from Iris? Do you feel like this is a girl I can get behind?
Could you repeat the question? You kind of broke up there for a second.
Okay. Oh, no worries. Is Iris a character you feel like you can get behind? Did you give a good impression?
Well, okay, I'm gonna make myself look like even more of an idiot, but the woman that walked up to Barry Allen in the trailer, like, put her hand on his chest and said, like, your heart stops so many times, it's beating so fast. That was Iris? That's Iris? Okay. Yeah. When I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I really, really hope that Barry and her hook up. At the time, I didn't know who she was, but I really wanted her to be the love interest in the show. And now that I know that she is, I am happy.
That's his sister, dude.
Oh wait, what? Oh!
In the TV show.
Well,
That's his sister.
They're not biologically related.
Son of a bitch! Oh, that's creepy.
Let's give a little background on this also. In this show, Barry is taken in by Detective West when Barry's mother is killed, and his father is sent to prison for supposedly have killed her, even though he didn't. So it's kind of like he's kind of like a surrogate family for them.
Okay, all right. Well, oh, damn it! Now I'm all confused.
But Isaiah, how did you? Okay, Isaiah, we're talking about Iris West and Detective West. What did you feel about them? Are you happy with the casting, for example? Jessica Martin, he's a very well-known actor.
Yeah, because it reminds me of the Mary Jane Peter Parker kind of style. Not the whole tumultuous bullshit, but like Spider-Man thing, which is good. I like how it went down like that, because you know how Peter Parker and Mary Jane were actually really love her. Barry and Iris, I don't know if I said her name wrong, and the detective being his mentor. Yeah, thank you. I like that more too, because Barry needs someone he can look up to. He might be his god, the hero. However, he never had that. For what he kind of did was kind of weak. But here, didn't have a mentor to actually look up to. So the casting I do like, and the plot it goes up for it is good. I do like it a lot.
Yeah, personally, I really like them. I'm in love with the actress who plays Iris, Candice Patton. I think even the Hollywood Reporter has named her as the next big thing, so which is very exciting and so on to hear. Jessica Martin, Jesse Elmore, he's a legend. So he's gonna be amazing, and I think it's good that they added a big star power. Because that's what Arrow is very known for. Arrow's been known for getting a lot of star power with John Barrowman and so on. So getting someone like Jessica Martin, I think it's gonna be a very good thing. And like I said, I have no problem with the race change because in the comic books they are white, but they now are black. They are African American in the comic books. And
that's what Charles mentioned.
So
that is something that since we're on that topic, something I want to bring up, and I've mentioned it before, is Charles has we've discussed this, myself and Charles. When you actually change the appearance of the character, that throws people off, and I can understand that particular viewpoint. However, there's also the counter viewpoint that most of these comics were created when the United States was very white-based media. And so I am perfectly okay with this changing the color of these characters because you know what? It's about time. It really is. Because so long as they still have the same motivations, same ideals, so long as they're the same characters, I don't really mind that they happen to have a different skin color.
Right.
Well, I did have the viewpoint of saying if a character was originally white, then he kind of should stay white. But then after Matt explaining that counter viewpoint to me, I'm like, okay, maybe I should re-examine this, and I started to see things from his perspective. And I guess it does make sense, diversifying the comic books that were the comic book characters that were created in an overall white-based media. And I think that it's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like when in DC where they made Alan Scott homosexual, and when I first read about that, I'm like, well, I actually kind of like that. I mean, because and so yeah, it makes sense, and I do like it. I do now like it that they're doing that. So yeah.
Tori, before we move on to the next point, what did you feel about Iris West and Detective West?
Like Charles, I don't know them. Like seriously, I don't know them.
It's okay. It's cool.
Wait, no, Tori. It's because they're black, isn't it? Because they're black.
Yeah, because they're black. I don't trust those black people. I don't trust them.
Yes, Matt. Yes. Yes.
Oh, I forgot. Isaiah is the only racist black guy in this particular hangout.
Bingo.
Well, I know that, but yeah, cool.
So you like them? Like, from what you've seen for the first time, did you like them?
Yeah. They seem pretty cool, I guess, yeah.
I'll be honest, I mean, we don't have a lot on them, so if you don't know the characters, you don't have the personality traits to compare them to. Like where myself and you, Andy, and Isaiah, we know who Iris West is, so when we see those little things, we're like, okay, that's totally that character, and we can put like happy, joy feelings on her. But for people who don't know the character, they don't know what to expect, so all they've seen are those couple lines in the trailer. So I see where Tori's coming from on that.
Yeah. No, I understand. So let's move on to something I think a lot of people are very excited to talk about is, one of the main arcs of this show is going to be the mystery of who killed Nora Allen, Barry Allen's mother. By the way,
Yeah.
I think that's a good casting. I like her. I think she sounds like she sounds like someone that would raise Barry, but we do get to see something yellow. Something and very evil looking, Mr. Reverse Flash / Professor Zoom.
Well,
and
he's Professor. I think we should really talk about that a little bit more, Andy, because people get confused between Reverse Flash and Professor Zoom.
There are two characters in the comic books. One is called Reverse Flash, and that is supposedly Hunter Solomon. The other one is Professor Zoom, that is Eobard Fawn, and this show is going to be called Eddie Fawn. And basically. Can I go into spoilers from what happens in the comic books? Just so people get an idea of what happens.
It's an old comic book, for God's sake.
Yeah. So in the comics, Eobard Fawn, he goes back in time into Barry's timeline when he's like 8 years old or something, and kills Nora Allen in front of Barry. Therefore, Barry gets this obsession of trying to find who killed his mom. So basically, what Professor Zoom does, he creates his own hero towards himself as the villain. And Matt, I want to talk to you about seeing that this is going to be an arc of the show with metahumans and dealing with this this Professor Zoom and so on. How do you feel about it? What did you think about the first look that we got? Because we did get 5 good seconds of him. We get to see some eyes. We get to see a little bit of the suit and so on.
Well, I mean, obviously we didn't get a lot of details on it, but it seems to me when he was explaining it in Arrow. What they portrayed on screen in this trailer compared to how he described it in Arrow was exactly like how I envisioned it in Arrow. So I think it was a great scene, and I think that from what little we saw, it was actually pretty visually well done. I liked it.
Yeah, and also Professor Zoom is more powerful than Reverse Flash, because Professor Zoom can go back in time. Reverse Flash can't really do that because he's a Wally West character and Charles doesn't know that. And Professor Zoom is a really old and powerful character. He's a little bit more powerful than Flash, a little bit, because Professor Zoom's been around so long.
And that's actually a question that I have for this show is that the Flash has a lot of powers, more than just speed, because of the fact that speed can translate things to physics into quite a bit of different things. And so I'm wondering exactly how much they're going to go into that. If over time, for example, he's going to perfect, I forget what they call it, but it's basically like, I think they call it like an atom punch or something like that, where basically you are hitting with the power of a star. Things like that are in the comics due to speed. It's energy times mass, energy equals mass times acceleration. If acceleration is infinite or close to infinite, you can hit at whatever power that you want to hit. And like in the comics, technically the Flash can knock Superman like halfway across the freaking universe if he wanted to.
Right.
But he doesn't. I'm wondering how much of that we're going to see in the cartoon. Or sorry, in the cartoon, in the TV show.
Well,
I think. No, go on, Charles. No, go on, Charles.
I was just going to say that I know that you've said it many, many times, and I am not, and I've never really read much of the comics for The Flash, but you have said that The Flash is debatably the most powerful person in the DC universe.
In theory, he is absolutely the most powerful person in
yes,
DC.
and so I would think that in a TV show that's based in the CW, or just a TV show in general, I don't think that they're going to make him that overpowered in the show. I just don't see how they can do it.
Well, here's the thing. Remember that Jeff Johns, Chief Creative Officer of DC Comics, he is, I think, if not the biggest, one of the biggest Flash fans in this, in the comic book world.
True,
and
but
he's written for Flash several times. So do not be surprised if you see that he actually gets the power of time traveling, or tapping into the Speed Force and so on over later seasons. I think this first season is going to be about how do I fucking run, basically. Like, how do I control the speed?
Well, yeah, it's like it's learning how to run at like supersonic speeds, but I don't know. I mean, they could do it, and if they did do it, I would be happy. I just think that making a person that powerful in a TV show, I don't know. I really hope that they do it. I really hope they make it work. I'm going to wait and see.
Well, Flash has the Speed Force, and I hope they do talk about that in the show, because Speed Force is very keen and very much they grew up all powers with the speedsters. Even Professor Zoom talked about that too. He's the one who actually discovered it.
Word. I agree, and I can't wait to see what it looks like, because we've seen what it looks like in the comic book, but think about how it's gonna look like in live action. It's gonna be amazing. Tori, how did you feel about the flashback to Barry Allen's mother dying and seeing Professor Zoom and so on? The yellow evil thing.
All right, we might not have Tori.
Okay. Well, shall we move on? I think we all said what we need to say about Reverse Flash. We have also something that we have seen a lot in this trailer is that Flash has a team behind them. Like Arrow has Felicity and Diggle and Roy Harper and Black Canary, Flash is gonna have his own team. He's gonna have Harrison Wells, played by the great Tom Cavanagh from and if in Scrubs and so on. He's gonna have Caitlin Snow, who becomes Killer Frost in the comic books, played by the beautiful and talented Daniel Panabaker, and then making his first television project, Carlos Valdez as Cisco Ramon, aka the superhero Vibe. So let's talk about Matt. What do you think about his, Flash's team? Do you like the fact that everyone knows that he is the Flash already?
Yes, I'm okay with that. So long as they keep that circle small, I'm good with it. If it ends up being like, that's just it, is an Arrow. Everybody freaking knows that Arrow is Arrow. I mean, the only person who doesn't know is Laurel's dad, the cop. Like, everyone else knows.
And Thea.
Yeah.
Quinn Lance.
Detective Lance, yeah.
Well, Thea doesn't know.
Thea knows now, I guarantee it. She will know before the season starts. I can almost guarantee it.
You think Malcolm's gonna tell her?
I think it's gonna be like, oh, you did. I think he's gonna say it, and he's all gonna be like, wait, you didn't know? I thought everyone knew. Like, I think that's how that conversation is gonna go.
Yeah, but
a Commissioner Gordon joke.
So, but what were you saying about Team Flash? You like do you like the characters?
I don't know enough about them. I do know that. Well, I do feel that the female on Team Flash reminds me so much of Simmons.
Yes.
I've said that since day one. That holy shit, Daniel Panabaker looks like Elizabeth Henstridge from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. During the trailer, I'm like, wait a minute, Simmons?
Yeah. But the jury is still out on the two of them. But I'm hopeful.
What about you, Tori? How do you feel about Team Flash?
For what show? What Flash?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the team.
basically their background, their backup, the guys that know that he can run fast.
I mean, but they seem pretty cool, you know? Yeah, pretty cool.
You seem very excited about this,
Oh,
Tori.
I can just hear the enthusiasm in your voice, Tori.
Yeah, I should get you on the Flash podcast.
I don't know what to say about them. I mean, some of them, I mean, like, you can tell the guy who made the suit that he is the comic relief and
That's true.
and whatever. You can see that most of them are stereotypes, but it's, I mean, it seemed cool and like you can't say it's bad to say it's like kind of cliche, but just like okay, cool, yeah, fine.
I just have to say that I'm really liking that they got Tom Cavanaugh.
I love him.
Yeah. You love him because he's got dreamy eyes. I only know that because I've noticed he has dreamy eyes, and I'm as straight as a freaking arrow.
No, but I love him as an actor. What makes me excited about him joining the show is that this will be the first dramatic role I've seen him in, because I've seen it in more comedy stuff.
Well, one thing I will say, I don't know what actor it is. It may be the actor you guys are talking about, but the guy in the wheelchair that's a part of the Flash.
Yeah.
Okay, just something about him. I don't know what caused it, but something about him just screams potential villain.
No, I don't see it.
It's just the way.
Actually, right.
The way that he like said like hello Barry Allen when Barry Allen first woke up or something like that. I don't know. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. He seemed a bit too enthusiastic about him waking up and that kind of stuff. And then also like, why was he brought to Star Labs even though he got hit by struck by lightning?
They actually do explain that in the episode that Arrow Flash crossover in episode 20 of season 2. Caitlin Snow as his Ramon shows up in Starling City, and they explain that his condition has worsened. It's become worse, so they had to move to Star Labs.
Okay, that explains it. Okay, but I don't know. I'm not going to go as far as to say that guy is Professor Zoom.
Actually, as you were saying that, the more I was thinking about it, I know I shut it down at first, but the more I thought about it, that would be fucking amazing. Is if somehow through some freak accident he ends up becoming Professor Zoom, and he knows the only way for him to be Professor Zoom is to actually kill Nora West.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just something is rubbing me kind of the wrong way about that guy. And I don't know. I'm gonna wait.
I think I agree with Charles. I think because the casting description said that he is kind of like a maniac before you discover that he's created fastest man alive. But I will say that we have an Aobard fan on the show. There was actually one fun theory that someone threw at me the other day and said, what if that is Jay Garrick in the what if that is a wheelchair bound than Jay Garrick at this point, and he's just using a different name.
That would be awesome. Yeah. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna become Reverse Flash, Reverse Zoom. I think that's for the other guy, who we only see we only see one image of him in the episode, and he's just like, you're not faster than a speeding bullet, and oh my god, a Superman reference. But personally, I love this team. I love the idea that the Flash has a team already. It makes it different from Arrow. Well, also, we don't have to go through this phase of I have to keep myself a secret. No, now we actually can use research and so on. And I like Cisco is my favorite because okay, look, let's just agree on this. They have Flash has just had its own Fitzsimmons basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is okay. I think we need more of that. But Cisco is my favorite. Like right now, he's the comic geek boy, and I think I can relate with him a lot and so on. Especially with Ken Color because he's Hispanic, he's brown. I'm also brown, and I don't get to see it very often, so I think it's very cool. Isaiah, lastly, before we move over to the next topic, what did you think about the the characters of Team Flash?
No, I get it's actually more quicker. It's like I like how they got the team out ready for Flash than unlike Arrow, which took them like 4 or 5 episodes. Like, oh dear God, you just get a fucking team and be done with it.
Okay. Well, let's. We talked about the characters in depth now and so on. Let's start talking some Easter eggs because we do get a lot of Easter eggs. We get the appearance of Weather Wizard, who's gonna be, I guess, the first villain of the pilot. I guess. I think it may. I would not be surprised if the villains in this show is gonna be week by week cases then leading up to the rogues. But Matt, what did you think about all the DC Easter eggs that we had along with Weather Wizard?
Well, I mean, as I mentioned before, I think the Weather Wizard itself was a little over the top, a little overly dramatic. I think that they could have gotten away with making it overly dramatic if they had actually referred to him as the Weather Wizard, but they didn't. And then we end up having all the metahumans show up. It seemed very much like Infamous to me, where basically this tragic thing happens, and then all these metahumans show up. But then, of course, later on, we ended up having the Arrow plug in there as well, and I really enjoyed the Arrow thing.
Yes, and I will also point out that just an hour before this trailer was released, it was announced by TV Guide that Stephen Amell is going to be appearing in the Flash pilot, and I don't think that was his only scene. I think we may actually have some more screen time with him. But yeah, this we're not gonna get into this topic, but with the DC TV universe for CW, they're definitely connected, and I like that. They can just take a train from Starling City to Central City, and
well, you see it very briefly, but you actually see them going into Starling City. You actually see the sign saying you are now entering Starling City. So that particular scene most likely happens in Starling City.
Yeah, I think Barry runs over to Starling City. He's like, "Sup, I can run now."
Yeah.
Are you still doing your Arrow thing?
Yeah. It used to take me 2 hours to get from here to there, but now, oh no, I'm there already. Like
a Flash.
Isaiah, what did you think about all the Easter eggs and Weather Wizard and so on?
Well, it's interesting, it's cool, and WB should take down notes because they never do this crap. They really don't. Like, hey, take down notes. They're actually doing something better than you. Oh, you're not? Oh, okay, then never mind. Never mind. You don't like money. Never mind.
Okay. And Torre, how about you?
Well, like I said before, I don't know that much about it, so I can't really distinguish what are the Easter eggs in it, So, just like, okay.
Well, I mean, what did you think of? Sorry, I didn't mean that. It's Andy's show, but what did you think of Weather Wizard, for example?
Seemed pretty lame. I mean, like, he seemed lame. Like the part what you were speaking about, saying how, oh, for a while he's been thinking small. Now he has to think big. Like oh my God.
Yeah, where he said time to think big. Yeah, that was just a whole lot of it.
I was like,
and he said that at least twice, if not 3 times.
I was like, oh my God, this is like Smallville season 8. Like, oh my God.
Oh.
Hey, watch your step there, Tori.
I love Smallville season 8.
Season 8 was great.
Season 1 and 2 that kind of sucked ass. From then on, it got much better. But back to Flash.
Yes.
Charles, how about you? How did you feel about about the Easter eggs and the bigger Flash universe and Winter Wizard and so on.
Well, I'm with Tori on this. I am not entirely familiar with all the characters. I
No,
mean,
it's okay if you don't know them. It's okay.
There's no doubt that there were Easter eggs there. It's just I was not familiar with them to know them when I see them. The only Easter egg that I can think of is Professor Zoom, but that's not much of an Easter egg because we know he's going to be in the show.
Well, we see Ferris Air, which is Ferris Air, which is a Green Lantern thing, and
Which
and
is basically it's Green Lantern's off and on girlfriend's company of which he works for and completely takes complete and total advantage of.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the character's name again? I'm trying to remember.
Carol Ferris?
Yes, that's it. Ferris. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did not notice that, but that is something that I should have noticed because I know who Carol Ferris is.
Yeah. Well, personally, I like all the Easter eggs. I think it's nice that we have this bigger universe, and I think that we have they mentioned for the first time metahumans. We never heard that on Arrow. So I think that's nice that they're introducing the concept of there are metahumans out there, which is one of the reasons why we may see a connection to the movie universe. But like I said, not the topic we're talking about today, but like it says, I can see it work. A lot of my friends who saw this trailer, they were like, "Wait, this is a TV show?" I honestly thought this was a movie. I'm like, wow, the effects were so good. And look, regardless of how you feel about Wonder Wizard, personally, I like him. I think it's kind of funny, but I think the effects are amazing. And let's go into the effects. We finally get to see the super speed. We get to see him run and so on. Matt, what did you think of the super speed?
Okay, first off, so we see him running down the runway, and that's just it. That was the first thing I thought is he is approaching the late 600 miles per hour. The late 600 miles per hour. I was never really good at science, but I'm pretty sure that's the speed. That's the speed of sound. And that's just it. As I was watching this, I'm all like, is he gonna freaking do a sonic boom? And bam, he did it. And I was just like, oh my oh, that's awesome. And
I love what you did.
It was great.
It's going like.
Yeah, I'm all like, ooh, because I mean the real Flash can go like 7 times. I mean the comic book Flash can go like 7 times faster than that, closer to the speed of light, approaching the speed of light. Technically he can get there, but he doesn't. But I mean for a first run, that's still very, very, very impressive.
So do you like the design of when he runs, whether it's with the suit or without the suit?
Well, that's just it. Is once he's running, we're seeing basically blurs. But I don't know. Like I didn't see a lot of him. They didn't really slow down when he looked like running in the suit. But I mean, it seemed good to me. It seemed realistic, if realistic is the word that I'm looking for. As realistic as you can get at 700 miles per hour on foot.
Exactly.
I want to know who provides his shoes. That is my question. Like, seriously.
Probably Starlight. I think probably Starlight. I think they found a material that probably is able to, you said that suit is made for running only. So maybe, the shoes are part of it. Or boots, I guess.
I don't know. It would have to be pretty well protected on the bottom of the feet.
I will point out this.
Snyder will explain it.
Yeah, if he ever introduces the Flash. But what I liked about this is that Jeff Johns he's made a promise that he made a promise many months ago saying that we're gonna get a new technology to the super speed. It's not gonna be like small or whatever. So and I like that we got to see something new. This super speed was new, and like look, people give CW crap sometimes, but seriously, that super speed knocks the fuck out of Quicksilver's super speed in the X-Men trailer that I've seen. Sorry.
And that's just it. Is Quicksilver on the Marvel side? He's supposed to be potentially as fast as at least. I mean, he's supposed to be hella fast, like as fast as the Flash. But the thing is we never see it because all of his speed he's using towards actually fighting, and so it's always short distance runs for the most part. So he never really achieves the speeds overall the Flash does. But technically, he's supposed to be able to be as fast as him.
Yeah, I suppose this. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into because I don't know. I would love to get into the discussion but the thing is, I know more about Flash than I do Quicksilver, so I don't really know how to answer. But I will say that visually, I think the Flash looks much cooler in the super speed from what I've seen now in this trailer compared to um the um the X-Men Days of Future Past one.
For example, I just want to throw this out here. Is
Sure.
the Flash actually has a reason to hit the speed of light? He does that to actually get into the Speed Force, and to do that, he actually has to transverse the entire freaking world multiple times to do that, because he has to approach that speed, and it takes him a little while to ramp up to that. Quicksilver has absolutely no reason to go that fast. So technically, he can go that fast. He just there's no reason for it.
Right, because Quicksilver, he was born that way. He was already born fast. He was already born the fastest man alive. He didn't. Also, let me get in this really quickly. When the Flash
I'm
goes
just
to
imagining Lady Gaga right now.
when Flash goes to Ultimate Dimension, he can't use the Speed Force. When Quicksilver goes to different dimensions, he doesn't need Speed Force. He's already fast already. He doesn't need nothing else. He just needs his speed. So that's why he's a little more fast than Flash. He doesn't need the Speed Force. And that's why the writers say, like, what if he pretty much copies some elements from Quicksilver? Like, he's fast. He's already fast enough. He sees things very slowly. That's why. So that was kind of cool.
That made very little sense. I'm sorry, Isaiah. Like if you're saying that Quicksilver does not have to speed up, that he's fast, that he's his top speed when he first kicks off, that I can understand. But otherwise, I can't see how he would be faster than Flash.
Well, again, it's like, I would put in a better term.
Zack Snyder. Flash.
Be quiet over there. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stop saying
Zack
Snyder. You're gonna take a drink every time you say it.
But it's not because Quicksilver he's naturally fast. He's naturally faster than the Flash. Because, like I said before, if the Flash goes to Ultimate Dimension and he can't use the Speed Force, he's just a normal person. But when Quicksilver goes to Ultimate Dimension, he can pretty much be fast anytime, anywhere, any dimension he goes to. So that's why I think he's a little bit faster than the Flash naturally, but theoretically, Flash is faster than him. So
I'm going to disagree with you, but that's not necessarily a conversation we should be having right now. That's a conversation we can have afterwards.
Yeah, Tori, without mentioning the name Zack Snyder, what did you think about the super speed on this show, in this trailer?
Zack Snyder. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. Zack Snyder will make it. I thought it was
That's
very.
line.
I'm sorry, but he's just awesome. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the man is not flawless. No director is. No one. Not even no human being is flawless. So.
The guy made the Godfather. He's flawless.
All right, so go on, Tori.
Yeah, exactly. I liked his speed. I like that his suit wasn't shown like in slow motion, really, because his suit sucks. And
wow.
I thought it was pretty cool, but like it still reminded me of Smallville, since Clark, he couldn't fly for like 15 years or so. So like
it's only 10 years.
Huh?
It's only 10 years.
But it felt like 20.
Terrible.
I mean, I'm just saying, it felt like 20, what, 30, 40, yeah, 40, fine, fine. Yeah, but like, he just ran every episode. I was like, dude, I'm watching you to be Superman, not little
Well,
boy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Smallville was never about Superman. Smallville was about the years before Superman. So
That's so
yeah,
bullshit, though. I hate
get over
Smallville.
it.
I'm just saying. But like,
Here's
but
the, here's
like,
the thing.
but like,
Smallville as a wait, if I just may interject for 1 second, Smallville is like my Bible. Like you fuck with Smallville, you fuck with me.
I'm actually gonna kind of have to agree with Andy on that one. Is Smallville? Since we're bringing up Smallville, Smallville was the beginning of these TV shows. I mean, absolutely. There were shows before it, like The Flash, but when it comes to actual like good, comic book TV shows that established it and made them economically viable, it was Smallville. Smallville, it's like the iPhone was not the first smartphone, but you better believe iPhone was the first good smartphone. That's what Smallville was. It was the first good comic book show.
And if Smallville had never happened, if Smallville never happened, there would never been Arrow. There would never been. No, go on. Go on, Isaiah.
Yeah, we wouldn't have the Flash TV show now if we didn't have Smallville. We wouldn't have Arrow. We wouldn't have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We wouldn't have any of that.
Yeah.
But
It's thanks to Smallville that this genre has now been accepted on television because.
Well, the thing is, yeah, what are you saying? Okay.
No, you guys go ahead. Sorry.
So go on, Tori. Now that we completely, totally interrupted you and derailed you, go ahead and make it quick.
No, I mean, yeah, fine. It's cool. Yeah, but like, his speed seemed cool. What I liked is how they showed his lightning bolt and just showing how fast he really ran. Like like I hope that they will explain the physics on how fast he can run, like Zack Snyder. But yeah, it's cool.
We don't know that Jack. You're assuming a lot of Zack Snyder. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In any case, and that's just it. Is we see him running and we see the speed gun top out at 702, but we don't know if he actually goes faster than 702. It's very possible that he can do near light speed travel at this point. Just the speed gun doesn't have the capability of clocking him at that.
Right. I
mean, we don't know for sure, and that would be kind of awesome. Is that if he could already achieve his max speed?
Yeah, but I'm gonna get to the whole Smallville thing really quickly and be done with it. I mean, I like Smallville for what it was because it brought in new characters. Dr. Fate, who was badass. Martian Manhunter, he was awesome. It brought a lot of cool characters. However, my biggest gripe behind it was DC/WB, mostly WB, didn't do nothing with them. They could have made Justice League movie, bada bing, bada boom, but they did nothing with that. They just made Clark become Clark. Who gave a fuck about Clark? Like, no one did.
And I just have to say, Smallville was actually the first show in which you got a character who was traditionally white and made him black, and that was, of course, Pete Ross.
Yeah,
Pete Ross currently is in jail in real life, which is pretty fucking funny. You got the first black guy to cross over a comic book character from a white guy to a black guy, and like 10 years later, he ends up getting his ass thrown in jail.
I think he's free now, actually. I think he was only for 1 year. He was sent to prison.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but my story is funnier.
Why was he arrested again?
I forget.
He was part of
Cyborg.
drug allegation. Yeah, may rest in peace.
Cyborg, though.
Yeah, may rest in peace. But Charles, before we, I think we should, we're gonna wrap up this discussion soon about the Flash. What did you think about the special effects and the super speed?
Well, one thing that I did want to say about the super speed that they showed. Well, first off, I compared the special effects that they did in The Flash with the special effects they did in the Tomorrow People, and I will say that the special effects in The Flash were so much better than the teleportation effects in Tomorrow People.
Fuck Tomorrow People.
Even though, shut up, Isaiah. Even though the Tomorrow People was canceled, and I am a little disappointed because it did get better, but one of my main issues with that show is that the special effects that they did for telekinesis, for teleportation, that stuff was absolute bullshit. It was terrible CGI. And
I've got to defend that. I agree that it was terrible. I agree that it was terrible. However, it had a lot of effects to do every single freaking episode. They had to cut down on budget. They couldn't do super great effects every single fucking time they used telekinesis because they're using telekinesis like 18 times a fucking episode.
Right. However, Charles,
So, I mean, they have to make it not look amazing every time because it's
well, back to Flash. However, I love the special effects of the super speed. I just love it. It looks so cool.
Okay.
Sadly though, shut up, Isaiah. 1 second. Sadly though, I won't be able to watch it at high definition because I don't get the CW HD with my current television service.
Oh my God!
Hulu Plus does
bastard. God.
Hulu Plus does HD.
Right.
I don't subscribe to Hulu Plus because they still give me commercials. When I'm paying for something, I expect no commercials.
Oh no, shit. Tough titty.
So when you paid for cable, you expected cable to not have commercials?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about.
It's only for your online.
I'm talking
already.
It's only for your. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm talking about services like Netflix and Hulu Plus.
Oh, okay.
Okay, whatever.
Anywho, back to Flash. Yes, I thought that the special effects for the super speed was awesome. I loved it.
Well,
it looked pretty awesome.
What about super speed from the Heroes? Heroes had super speed, and that was kind of badass.
Yeah, but this was even more badass than anything we've ever seen on television. I will.
I wouldn't say that.
I will say this. It's an upgrade from Smallville, and I will say that Smallville, they created the first super speed effect on television. You know, if you look back at the documentaries of doing. I know you hate the show, but whatever. If you look back at it, Matt, I think you will know what I'm talking about. If you go back to the documentaries about Smallville, you will learn how they did the super speed. They showed us how they did it, and then the added effects. So it was really cool. It was unique for that time, and it's like once again,
I own Smallville 1-7, season 1 through 7 on DVD. I actually created a Smallville drinking game. I used to watch those episodes like literally almost every single night, at least 4 or 5 episodes a night, and that was for years. At least a year. I mean, but I don't remember that in the special.
Every time Lana started crying.
What's that?
Every time Lana started to cry.
No, but there was take 2 drinks every time a red truck is destroyed. Like seriously, if you watch Smallville, you realize like how many trucks.
12 times. At least 12 times.
Exactly. Like every time they reference the Wall of Weird. I mean, there was a bunch of different things. But no, Lana crying was not one of the things.
Yeah. But moving on to one of our last points, because we didn't talk about it too much. Stephen Amell is Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, and the Flash pilot. Matt, how do you feel about it?
First off, I thought it was amazing. I thought that the entire time, especially right at the end, the actor just I don't know if this was actually written into it or if this was just the character's take on this particular scene, but the fact that he was damn near smiling the entire time he was talking the entire time he was talking to him, it was amusing. Like it's just like obviously something had happened. Obviously the Flash had impressed him in some way because he was just smiling. He's all like, dude, there's another one. There's another fucking hero here, and he was giddy. He might as well have been laughing through the whole thing.
But I also think that if you look at the season finale of Arrow, like he won. He finally became the hero he wanted to become. So I think that he's become more a brighter person. I think that could make sense too. But I like what you're saying too, Matt, that he looked at Barry as an inspiration himself. Because if you remember, in the first episode of Arrow that Barry Allen was in, he was inspired by the Green Arrow.
Yeah. And that's just it. Is I don't know. I thought that. I'm really hoping, and I'm really thinking that it might be the good vibes that come from the actor himself. Stephen Amell, like, if you happen to follow like the various things he does, he likes to joke around with his fans. He likes to have fun with his character. Like him and the guy who plays Slade Wilson, like
Matthew
out
Bennett.
of character, out of context, will do pictures where like they're staring each other down, like, and where it's completely like goofball, odd, and fun. And that's just the kind of person he is. And I think I might have seen a little bit of who he is, kind of a goofball, fun guy, in this particular scene. And it was freaking amazing to see that, because there are not a whole lot of people out there who will have fun with their characters like that.
Well,
John Barrowman did absolutely Captain Jack. I know how much you hate John Barrowman, Andy, but I figured I'd bring him up.
but
I mean,
pussy. I'm sorry, he was a pussy. He was a straight pussy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So he was a pussy.
yeah. Once again, John Barrowman is my Bible. If you hurt him, I will hurt you.
But
You heard it here first, folks. You fuck with John Barrowman, Andy will fuck with you.
Yeah, basically there are very few people who will, without being paid to do so, pimp out their own characters on a TV show because they actually genuinely like those characters on the TV show. Another example of that is Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., he will be on a Sherlock paid tour or whatever, and if a fan goes, "Hey, I loved you in Iron Man," he'd be like, "Dude, I am Iron Man." Like he'll say those words like straight out to him, because that's the kind of person that he is. Robert Downey Jr.
That's true.
Stephen Amell does the same thing.
Yeah, Stephen Amell is a bless Stephen Amell, bless. I don't believe in God, but if there is one, it's a sign of Stephen Amell. He sent us to Earth, including John Barrowman, because John Barrowman. But yeah, guys, gentlemen, let's wrap this up. Okay, so let's go. One person at a time. Matt, on a scale of A to F, how excited are you for the Flash?
A to F? Is F the best? I'm kidding. You're going with school grades. I'm definitely going with an A minus, and I'm only saying A minus because of the fact that that we're only seeing the highlight reel, as it were, and so I can't give it a full A or A plus yet. Once I see the show, then I'll be able to appraise. So right now I'm like skeptically optimistic. If that makes sense.
Okay. Tori, you have been the most excited person for this whole show and this whole discussion.
Yeah, Tori, you need to slow your roll, calm down.
Yeah.
Yes, calm the fuck down, dude.
From between Zack Snyder and Jeff Johns, what kind of grade would you give it? No, give it between A and F, please. Try to do
No.
Zack Snyder.
Let's change it for him. Let's change it from him. For him, between Michael Bay and Zack Snyder, what rank would you give it?
Oh, flip. Oh, man.
But who's in between?
They're so hard. Oh, my God. He's hard. Oh, my God.
What now? What?
Repeat the question. Please, repeat the question.
Okay. Between Michael Bay and Zack Snyder, how excited are you for the Flash TV show? We're making fun of the fact that you said Zack Snyder at least 7 times when he has nothing to do with this discussion.
At all.
Michael Bay. Well, first of all, Michael Bay is like God.
Oh my
Like,
God.
Oh my goodness, no! No, Tori!
No! Shady, so
Oh my
You have
God.
failed this
No.
city!
You have failed.
Sir.
You failed its hangout. Okay.
I didn't finish. I didn't.
Tori,
Alright,
you
A to F.
failed the internet.
He didn't finish. He didn't finish yet. He didn't finish.
But then Zack Snyder is just like,
Oh.
just like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
These
This
guys,
is nuts, dude.
these guys are so underrated. They deserve like so much awards and Oscars and whatever.
Sitting in a tree. Kissing. What?
Andy, shut up. Like seriously, shut up.
Anyway, Isaiah, between A and F, between A and F, how excited are you for the Flash?
This is for me. I don't use ratings. I use my own words. So it's a side. Okay, I don't hate the show, but I'm not super excited. I have to watch it myself. So I have to really much watch it myself to see what I think. So it's a side. Okay.
Okay, and Charles, lastly you. Between A to F, how excited are you for the Flash?
From what to what again?
A to F.
Oh my God, really?
A to F. Why don't I just do numbers? I'm better with numbers.
Oh my God, Charles, stop being difficult.
All right, yes. Okay, so 1 being best, 5 being worst, or actually, no, the other way. 1 being worst, 5 being best. I would say that me being excited for the Flash, I would say a 4. I'd say a 4.
I'm so glad that you're with numbers and then getting them reversed than you are with letters, in which everyone knows what the good version is.
I really.
Yeah, I did 4. 4. That's my stance. Let's move on.
So that would be a B on what he said. Just to point.
I'm gonna give it an A/5 because I'm fucking excited about Flash. Deal with it. So let's move on to our second trailer discussion, which is Fox's Gotham. Let's have a look.
I love this city, and I see it going to hell. Sometimes I think this place is cursed. But I won't let it fall apart without a fight.
Citizens of Gotham, we will not, we cannot let these killers and these robbers and these rapists and these thugs win. Not on my watch.
There is a war coming. A terrible war. There will be chaos. Rivers of blood in the streets, I know it.
It's my new partner, Jim Gordon.
You have a little danger in your eye. I wonder what you plan to do with that.
You killed people before?
That was war. This is war. We're at war.
What's your name?
My name's Bruce Wayne.
I promise you, I will find the man who did this.
I'm learning to conquer fear.
Fear doesn't need conquering. Fear tells you where the edge is.
Somebody has to take over. It might as well be me.
Gotham is on a knife edge.
This is not a city for nice guys.
Stop or I'll shoot!
However dark and scary the world might be right now, there will be light. There will be light. Bruce.
And we're back. So, Matt, let's begin with you because we get to see Gotham is a more obviously darker show than Flash, and it's gonna be airing on Fox. And also, I just forget to say this: Flash will be airing on Tuesday nights at 8/7 Central on CW. Fox's Gotham is gonna be aired on 8 p.m. Monday nights on the Fox Television Network. So, my first question to you, Matt, is we get to see that this is a story before all the Batman craziness, basically, before the batshit crazy comes up. So how do you feel seeing all these younger characters, especially Gordon, Bullock, Bruce Wayne, Catwoman, all of them? How do you feel about this younger take on all these characters?
Well, that's just it. Is something they say in the extended preview where they actually talk about the making of the show is that we have never seen these characters at this point in time before. But that is not true. Actually, we have seen these. We have seen a young Jim Gordon. We have seen a young Catwoman. We have seen these characters at a younger age, and we are completely rewriting those stories. But I'm okay with it because so long as they stay the characters that they are, in the actual normal continuum, I'm okay with that. If we were rewriting the story, if we're going to change the story a little bit, so long as the characters remain who they are, I'm good with it. And Jim Gordon looks amazing, by the way. I think that's
Ben McKenzie?
he's going to do quite well starring in this story.
I want to just comment a little bit. I think that when you comment on that he said we have never seen this character before, I think he means that in terms of this story that we have never seen Catwoman before. We've just met Selena Kyle. I don't think he was referring to the other movies or TV shows. I think he was just referring to in this universe we have not met Catwoman, we have not met Poison Ivy and so on. So that's how I looked at it when I watched that extended cut, which you can find on YouTube on Fox's official YouTube channel. But Matt, overall, what did you of these other side characters with Poison Ivy, the Riddler? Although we didn't get to see, they didn't have much role. Okay, but let's talk about the Penguin, for example. How did you feel about this younger, very different take on the Penguin?
Well, that's just it. Is we don't have a lot of backstory on the Penguin, other than I think the movie might have given him a backstory, the Danny DeVito, and no one wants to remember that shit. But when it comes to actual backstory on the Penguin, we don't have a whole lot of it, and so this will be new to us, new to us all, even those of us who actually do read the comics. So I'm okay with it. But my thought on it is that he's awful skinny to be the Penguin. Other than that, I got no problem.
Pretty much. Except for his hands too. His hands are not penguin-like.
Well, we don't know if not all versions of the Penguin does he have the webbing.
Oh, come on! That's what makes him the Penguin.
What?
All right, we lost Isaiah. Thank goodness, because he was about to go on.
Like this. Okay, Charles, you said you were more critical of this trailer.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, Andy. I don't. I can see why all of you are loving this Gotham trailer.
I'm not loving it.
But yeah, shut up, Isaiah. You love it. You love it.
No, I don't.
But quite skeptical.
But no, I would say that it's not affecting me. It isn't. I don't like the fact that Batman is a kid. I don't like that.
Because he's not allowed to be a kid.
Because he's not black, right? Yeah, I know. That's because he's not black.
But no, I don't like the Penguin. I don't. Apparently Riddler and Poison Ivy are going to be in this show, both of which I don't like. What else? Catwoman.
Everything.
I just don't like her face. I don't.
Because she looks like a younger Michelle Pfeiffer.
No. Well, I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. It just this show is not affecting me like it is affecting all of you. It's like, whatever. It just the only reason why I will watch it is because of Donald Logue. I love Donald Logue. I love that guy. I've loved him in almost everything he's done. I loved him in Terriers. I loved him in Vikings. He was awesome in Vikings. He played
By the
a
way,
great King
rest in peace, Terriers. You will never be forgotten. Terriers was amazing.
Yes, it was. It was awesome.
Okay. Well, Tori, how did you feel about seeing all these characters? Okay, so wait. Let me rephrase that. Hey, Zack Snyder, how do you feel about the Gotham trailer?
Oh my God! Oh no.
This is my talk right here. This is where I shine right here. This is where I shine. Okay.
The stage is yours.
There we go.
No, listen. Every part of the trailer was good until the end, where it said Fox. That every part of it was good. Why? Because Fox has a knack for just canceling good shows. So I can't oh my God.
No, it's not just good shows, Tori. It's good science fiction shows.
Yeah.
However, they have a bad feeling of doing it out of order. They did that with Almost Human and other shows. They did it out of order.
The thing is,
they might do it with this show too.
They did that with Firefly and they did that with Almost Human, both of which were science fiction shows. Now with Gotham is a superhero / detective show. And I doubt
call
they're going to do it because they've had a reputation of doing that with science fiction shows only. I've
Almost
never seen them do it with
Human
any.
Almost Human was a sci-fi detective show, and they
Well,
aired out of
Yeah.
It was,
I
but
was commenting on
But
God.
like but like the thing is right, what I realize is Fox is more friendly with supernatural shows like Fringe and Sleepy Hollow. So it's just like, okay, fine, cool. But like your question, I thought the trailer was pretty cool. What?
Don't mind him. Go on, Tori.
Yeah, okay,
Go on, Tori.
yeah, I thought the trailer was pretty cool. I hope that they aren't trying to do the same Nolan verse as having it all, dark and grim and stuff like that. But like, yeah.
You would like to see the supernatural aspect a little bit from the Batman universe. Like maybe, would you don't want to see like, this realistic universe. There's like, there's no superpowers, there's no
Actually, no, I don't.
you want to
Because
see
that's
you want to see more from the comic book. You would like to see some more supernatural stuff. Yeah, like Tori, you know what? Zack Snyder, I actually agree with you. I for once agree with you throughout this discussion that I think it would be good to have a more supernatural Gotham show. I think,
not really. The thing is, right, I'm not really supernatural, but like just loyal to the just loyal.
I'd love to see like maybe Clayface before Clayface becomes Clayface. I'd love to see. I mean, I'd love to see the supernatural characters before they actually become the supernatural characters.
I know that it's pretty much a far-fetched, but Zatanna and Batman has a relationship from from the past, and maybe we could see John Zatanna, Zatanna's father.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And that's just it. Is I don't know, things like that in the comic book, for example, and not a lot of people know this. Since you brought him up, Batman actually does in the comics know a little bit of magic. He's not by any stretch a master at it, but he does know the basics.
He was good. He was good friends with the Hush, so we might see the Hush in here too.
All right, we're getting some background noise from someone.
That was Tori.
But yeah, I mean,
we I'm
really hoping that we see a little bit more of that in this particular show. Maybe some of the darker supernatural villains. I could see them doing a really good Clayface. I could see them doing a really, really scary Killer Croc. I mean, can you imagine a live-action Killer Croc done well? I think where he looks like he does in Arkham Asylum.
Killer Croc is a specific Batman villain to me that I think that it would be better to have him on when he, I want him to be around when he is going up against Batman. We could see perhaps a teenage version of Bane, for example.
You're serious.
That would be very difficult
for his whole childhood
because Bane's roots are not in Gotham.
Never mind. He's in Santa Prisca. Never mind.
Yeah.
And
he's in prison for the whole rest of his life.
Okay. Isaiah. Before we go to the next topic, what did you think about the characters in the Gotham trailer?
Really? You're gonna ask me?
Well,
a waste of fucking time. That's what it is. Waste of time. Because there's no Batman. You got no Batman. What's the fucking point? Oh God, it's Gordon. It's Gordon. Who gives a fuck?
Everybody hit the deck. Isaiah's pissed.
All right. Can I do a counterpoint to that, please?
Yes, man. You can do whatever you want.
I agree with Isaiah up until that last part. Is that we're seeing a young Catwoman, and we're seeing a young Penguin, and we're seeing a young point. So far, and that's just based on the trailer. I'm hoping that I'm wrong on this. So far, they are not impressing me one bit on any of those villains. None of them are impressing me. I'm hoping that the show will change my mind on that. So I'm again hoping.
Also,
however,
bigger,
the fact that Isaiah, I'm doing a counterpoint to you. So shh. However, the fact that it doesn't have Batman in it, I do not have a problem with whatsoever because I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan, but the point of this is this is how the world got to be to where Batman had to exist.
Oh God!
And so I'm okay with that.
Can I say something
Oh,
to your?
that's the big problem, though.
Isaiah,
Sorry,
wait.
go ahead.
Can I just say something? Here's the thing. You can do a Batman, project without making about fucking Batman. This Batman universe has been so fleshed. Wait, Isaiah, let me finish. Okay, now let's be fair. Okay, not everything has to be about Batman. I think with Gotham, Gotham Central, Gotham Police Central, that's what's the name of the comic book? Gotham City Police Department or something like that. It's all about Gordon and so on. And I think Gordon is a
Oh God!
Gordon. I'm not saying that Gordon should be, I'm not saying that Gordon is the best character ever. He should get his own movie. But you know what? I think a TV show with Gordon and focusing with Bullock, who we never seen in the movies before. I think that's cool.
Yes, we have. We saw him in the.
Yeah, we
saw him in
saw
Batman
Batman
Begins.
the original.
That wasn't Harvey Bullock. That was Max Earnhardt.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't Harvey Bullock. It was based on Harvey Bullock, but it wasn't Harvey Bullock.
He's right. It wasn't technically Harvey Bullock, but it was in spirit. It was Harvey Bullock.
It was a remnant of it, yeah. But the kind of all your other arguments. This is a big argument. Since people are gonna watch Gotham, guess what they're gonna think of? Hey, we should see Batman. Oh wait, there's no Batman. There's people who don't read comic books, by the way. Like, oh, this is Gordon. Oh, it's just him and kids. So this is like Smallville. Who the fuck cares?
Oh my
God. Batman. And that is the big. It's not me. It's the mainstream audience. They're gonna say like, "Where's Batman?" They don't give a fuck about Gotham itself. They want to see Batman and the crazy villains like Mr. Freeze, Clayface. Too like, oh, we might see the Joker. We already know about the Joker. We know about his character, and we know everything about him so far. And who gives a fuck?
I do. I will say that I'm very excited to see a new origin story for Joker.
I'm just gonna say that yes, we know how the Joker became the Joker. We know at least 5 different backgrounds on how he became the Joker, and none of us know for sure which one of those is actually true. However, we have not seen the Joker before the Joker, for example, got to Ace Chemicals. We do not know anything about him before that, except possibly he might have had a girlfriend that he was trying to steal money for.
He had multiple origin stories. He had them from the Batman cartoon.
Multiple origin stories, but we don't see anything before that origin. We don't see how he got to that point.
He was a criminal. He was a thug. He was a criminal. He was a thug. He always worked for someone big.
So let's see that. That's just it. Is some stories he wasn't a thug. He wasn't a criminal. He was a desperate man who was doing a single crime, and in that single crime, he ended up getting thrown into a vat of chemicals. It depends on the story. There are multiple of them.
Yeah, but it started out he's a piss poor comedian, which he was, and that's why he went into like crime. He's trying to make it big as a comedian, so he sucked. That's how he went to becoming the Joker. And also, again, these are origin stories.
15 seconds ago, he was a thug and a criminal.
He was.
He's a comedian.
Because that's how he started everything else. He was a comedian, he was a thug, a crime boss, and then we went to the Joker. That's how it all went down. And also,
that's not how not a single origin story has all of them.
Why would we need another origin story for Batman and everyone else? Again, like Smallville. Why do we need another one? Seriously.
Okay.
No one cares.
Except for the fact that Smallville went 10 seasons.
10
Fuck
seasons.
Smallville. Fuck that shit.
Man, may I mute him? Because I'm the host, I'm trying to behave this time. But may I mute him?
I'm sorry, folks. But I'm sorry, folks. But Gotham is a time. God.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. When they first announced Gotham, I'm first gonna say, Fox, you're douchebags for announcing Gotham 2 minutes after the S.H.I.E.L.D. pilot has aired. I'm not kidding. On September 24th, at 9:02, they announced Gotham. That was douchey of them. I will say this, that I was a bit skeptical. I was like, why are they doing this? What's the point of this? But then I started training. I'm like, you know what? This is a show I can get behind. And I know I said it's like to you it's only about Batman and I think that's all, that's it, actually the biggest bullshit. I can watch other Batman stuff without Batman in it because there's a big gallery of Batman characters that we can fall in love with, follow, and so on. Like with Batgirl, not yeah, but see, Nightwing has become his own character now these days. Red Hood, like Batgirl, all these characters, all these villains are not dependent on Batman.
Thank you for making my
Why did
point
Harvey?
clear. Thank you.
All right, you do understand, Isaiah, that there was a comic based purely on Gotham PD, right? And it did rather well.
I know about that comic. Yeah, I know about that as well.
Wasn't the comic book called Gotham PD?
Yeah. It was only
abbreviation.
before
That was an
then.
abbreviation. Yeah.
Yeah, it was before the
I'm
police force.
I'm gonna say it like this. I know what you guys are saying. I understand you like the show. It's a good thing. I'm not gonna bust your chops over that. My main issue is that the main audience are not going to understand it whatsoever. If you say like, "Oh, we're going to get an origin story," they're not going to care. That's my whole big gripe. They're not going to care. They really are not.
You say the audience
not
is not gonna
complicated.
Look, if this show is not going to be about just for comic fans, this show is going to be drawing a lot of new people too.
But this Gordon again. It's about Gotham. Like, okay, we know Gotham's like Chicago. We know that.
Isaiah, I understand where you're coming from, and you would be absolutely right if it weren't for the fact that Smallville did extremely well. Smallville proved.
I said from beforehand, fuck Smallville.
You may not have liked Smallville, but you are in the minority in this particular situation.
Not really.
Yes. I, however, am in the majority because I loved Smallville.
Good boy.
Fuck you, Charles. You're sandbagging me already.
You're saying no one is going to like this show, but that's not going to be the case.
No.
Smallville proves that that's not going to be the case. Even though you don't like it, that does not mean the majority of TV.
But Matt, Andy.
No, wait.
I'll finish this up really quickly. But Smallville, that was a time where people. Shut up, Charles. When Smallville came out, people were not so aware of Superman, which is true. So Smallville gave people more options and more understanding.
There was absolutely no superhero anywhere that had anywhere as much coverage as Superman. No superhero had a bigger coverage. Except you're lying. You're telling an
I'm not done
untruth.
yet. I didn't say my whole thought. Thank you. Like I said, when people give new insight of
Go
Superman,
on.
people who don't read comic books. Okay. Thank you very much. When we get to Gotham, the mainstream audience know about Batman. Because of Gotham, they say, "Hey, it's Batman." When we get to Gotham, the show itself, like, where's Batman? That is the big issue. People know about Batman
Where's
so
Zack
much.
Snyder?
Like,
Seriously,
where's Batman? Fuck Zack Snyder.
Quiet you, Tori. Quiet you.
Isaiah, let me drop some knowledge on your ass. 7.2 million people has watched that Gotham trailer. You don't think people are excited? You don't think that people are excited? Let me know some small knowledge. Small had 8.1 million viewers on its pilot on WB. It was the most highest pilot for 10 years.
It decreased by season 6 like Solo.
Yeah,
thank you.
Still went up for 10 years,
got my back. He has my back.
Isaiah, you're going to need some ice. I think you're going to need some ice for that burn.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I understand what you're saying. People are not going to. You're saying that people are not going to want to see the origin story of this. People were willing to make that jump. The people were willing to make that jump for Superman. So in this day and age, you better believe they're going to make that jump for Batman.
But okay, here's a question for you. So you think mainstream artists who never picked up a comic book whatsoever, and who are very much big influence of Batman?
Mainstream every artist knows who Batman is. Mainstream reviewers?
Mainstream folks.
Okay.
You know everything about Batman. I get that. But do you think? I mean, in all honesty, in all complete honesty, do you think they're going to gravitate to Gotham, knowing the fact that the origin story? In order to Gordon, and that's about it. You think about that so easy to it?
Let me answer. Here's what the clever part is. Look at who have they cast. They cast the recognizable Ben McKenzie from OC and South Park, Southland.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, but never mind.
Who cares?
And Donald Luke, Donald, Donald has a huge following,
Not
and
really.
Will Smith's
Oh, his
Charles.
wife is a plague. She's a plague. She's a plague. I'm sorry.
Yeah, once again, this show has a very powerful cast. They cast some really strong people.
I mean, I just never gets the cast at all. I have nothing against the cast. The cast looks really cool. It really does. But you have one person who is a plague. It's Jada Pinkett Smith. She had a show herself, but it was canceled. And everything she's in, a lot of things went bad. Like The Matrix. She was in The Matrix twice, in The Matrix
You
stuff.
can't blame her for The Matrix, though. She made.
You can't blame her for The Matrix, but she wasn't good in The Matrix.
She was
exactly, but she was a plague.
She was good in
a plague.
The video game.
Oh, okay. Well, in the video game, that changes everything.
Okay, gentlemen, this is how great these characters can be. I asked them one question about Gotham, like, what do you think about the characters? We just reviewed the whole trailer, so I'm gonna go into our second question. So
It's been 22 minutes. It's only been 22 minutes for that one question.
I know. I'm just kidding. My second question is that okay, because I know, okay, Shaw doesn't like it, Isaiah doesn't like it, Tori, he seems to be, Zack Snyder seems to like it, and okay, let's talk about the tone of this overall Gotham so far. Matt, do you like how it looks like? Do you feel like this is a believable Gotham? They shot the pilot in New York City, so.
The tone itself is absolutely perfect if it weren't for what appears to be, and you're not going to like me saying this, what appears to be subpar villains currently. Other than that, because if they had concentrated on a single villain and then made that villain to be strong in that particular trailer, maybe I'd be doing this differently. But they just glossed over all the various characters. I mean, we see Catwoman with her goggles like twice, maybe 3 times. And it's just like, we don't know anything about these characters. And that contributes to the tone because Gotham is defined by its bad guys. It really is.
Right.
And so the tone is dark. I really like it. In every scene that does not have a bad guy in it, I am perfectly happy.
Right.
Second you throw in a bad guy, it's just like, that in no way reminds me of the Penguin. That in no way reminds me of Catwoman, except for the fact that she's on all fours with goggles on. Like, the bad guys are what kind of pull me away from really enjoying the trailer.
Let me ask you some question, Matt. Wait. Let me ask you some question, Matt. Did you dislike the fact that they pretty much give you like an Easter egg of all these characters, like before Catwoman, before Penguin, before Riddler, before Batman, and so on, and kind of like you said, they were glossing all over these characters. Like, did you dislike the fact that they used before this, before this, before this, before this?
Yes, but I think they could have done that in a different way that I would have enjoyed more. For example, if they had concentrated on since they brought him up, let's say they concentrated on Penguin and he was actually doing Penguin-like things, and basically we were completely convinced that exactly Andy because I'm talking you can't really see it, but he's waddling around in the picture. If we were to see him doing Penguin-like things, even though he's skinny, even though he's young, I'd be okay with that. That'd be awesome. We get a little bit of backstory on it, and we're convinced that this guy's going to be the Penguin. And then later on, they went before Penguin, before Catwoman, and then they just flashed that person. I think that would have been amazing because then we would have been like, okay, we have this cool backstory on this one bad guy. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this bad guy. We don't get that in this trailer. We don't get that. We don't get the anticipation of, I really want to see what Catwoman's backstory is. We don't give a fuck about
Catwoman, like, she did nothing except stand on walls. The entire trailer.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
I would say
every scene, just stand on walls.
if there's one thing that the trailer did not succeed with as well was, to give us some taste of the characters. We saw one shot of the Riddler, we saw one shot of Poison Ivy, and we saw one shot of Catwoman. Like, and I think our main characters here is probably gonna be, Penguin and Fish Mooning and
I don't
so
think.
Well,
I don't think the Penguin
well,
will be
they're
a
not.
man.
They're not.
Because
Go
okay,
ahead.
like, but like, you can see from the trailers that he works for Fish. So like, it's just
That's
that.
his boss, though.
Yeah, so like he won't really be a man. I think later on in the series, chances are you know, you know, he will, something. He will do something. Hold on. Zack Snyder.
And what is one thing that we know for sure about the Penguin? What is one thing we know for sure about him? And that's he likes to eat fish.
Right.
You can take that how you want.
Right. Before we get too far, I have to say this. This trailer suffered from Arkham City did, and when Arkham City did. They showed too many villains. They said this has too many. Arkham City was still a great game, but the problem behind that trailer was they showed too many villains. And because the villains were much to highlight than Batman, you're taking something away from Batman and Gordon itself. I mean, again, if it was only for Gordon, it would be a good idea to have Gordon and one villain, like Matt said. But you have so many villains and so many characters, it's going to take away from the story and go into these multiple characters and break it down to people who won't really understand it. That's why I say Gotham won't really transfer it to mainstream audience, because they're going to focus on so many characters, they'll get lost. With Smallville, they had one character, and when they had a lot of villains too, by all means, but they got one major focus of the villain, which is Lex Luthor, in all honesty. And it was really simple. It was simple. Here, it's not going to be simple so much. It's going to be really complicated for some folks.
Matt, would you like to take this one, or should I?
First off, Lex Luthor was not a villain until many seasons in.
He's still a villain.
He was definitely a good guy for most of his run of the show, or at least half his run of the show.
5 years, he was a good guy.
What's that?
For the first 5 seasons, he was mostly a good guy.
Yeah, exactly. Until the witch season, the awful season.
But you still got the hit. You still got the hit. He was a villain, though. Yes, he was a good guy, but you still got the hit. He was Lex Luthor. We knew him behind his backstory and everything else. We hit that he might become this great villain, which he is a great villain. So it was like that. You got that whole aura around him. That aura. That's why.
In this particular case, though, the Smallville was very fortunate, especially in the early years. While they were not great because of the fact that we were just establishing this TV show, they were able to basically just make it one major bad guy every episode. I think that they might end up doing that with Heat, except then have some interweaving secondary bad guy. I think that that's what we're probably going to be seeing in the show. So we don't have to pay attention to 4 bad guys in one episode. That we're just paying attention to one, and then there's a little backstory. Very much like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., actually.
And let's remember one thing. Just because this show has, they have Poison Ivy, Catwoman, the Riddler, Penguin, it doesn't mean that all of them are going to be bad guys. They may actually start as good guys. Like, Fish Mooney is our main villain. Let's get that straight. Fish Mooney is the main villain.
Well, I think she'd be a villain in very much the same way that Riddler is kind of a villain. I think she is going to basically be the Riddler. It just, 20 years before, 20, 30 years before. In other words, she's not really a villain, but she's definitely not a bad guy.
Exactly, but Charles.
He's just a broker, as it were.
Yeah, Charles, I know you. Isaiah, it's Charles' turn to talk now. So Charles, I know you've been a little bit hard. You were a little skeptical about the trailer, but do you at least like the tone a little bit?
No. This, like I said, the only reason why I would watch this show is because of Donald Logue. He's the only reason I would watch it. But I don't know. I mean, if he was not in the show, I would avoid this show. I would not watch it at all. I mean, It does not feel like Batman to me. It doesn't. It feels like a procedural cop show. That's what it feels
is
like.
a procedural cop show. Why are you trying to make it more than that? It is a procedural cop show in which we know the background already.
I can't stand procedural cop shows because every damn one is the same. It's the same damn show, no matter what characters, no matter what city. It's always the same.
Man, this goes to Gotham is actually gonna be serialized according to the showrunners. Like, that they're gonna center around one arc. I don't know how that's funny, Isaiah, but yeah. So like,
Well,
it's not really.
I totally see that it will be serialized in that there will be an overarching story, but they're going to have to, as to not fall in the trap that Isaiah is talking about, it's going to have at least a serialization when it comes to the main focus bad guy of the episode. And I think it's going to, in that manner, be very much like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Yes, we're dealing with Lorelei today. We're dealing with an Asgardian that can make you fall in love. That is the main focus of our show. But as the season gets near the end, that particular episode becomes much more important because it actually contributes to the main overall story arc. And that's what I'm assuming the Gotham is that it will be procedural on an individual basis, but serial overall.
But I don't see Fox itself keeping that route. I think they're going to change things up. In all honesty, I don't trust Fox with this. If it was on NBC or whatever, I'll be okay with that. But it's on Fox. And they might change it up because
NBC, really? It would have been better to even put on CBS.
Yeah, but let's be real with ourselves. It's Fox we're dealing with. They're going to change up the pilot itself, like, so to get the more villains. Like, we're going to see Riddler next week. We're going to see the Penguin, all this other stuff. They're going to get the villains out before we actually get the main plot out. That's what I fear the most with this show, because I know Fox is going to do this shit, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, you know.
All right, real quick, just Tori, can you say Zack Snyder for us? You haven't said it in a little while.
Yeah,
oh Lord.
Okay.
No, too late. All right, so go on.
Yeah,
Zack
I think
Snyder. No, shut up. Zack Snyder. This is why you say that.
All right, thank you.
Did you just
Michael
tell the
Bay.
host to shut up? Did you just tell the host to shut up, Tori? Ooh, that's not good. So, well, I guess that, all of us have mixed reactions to the trailer. So let's wrap it up with a final question. And even for those who are skeptics, let's try here. Will all of you guys at least watch the pilot? If you do, what do you hope to see it improve in your personal skepticism right now? Let's start with you, Charles.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
First off, are you gonna watch the pilot? And second of all, what do you feel that this show needs to improve on already to make you interested as a viewer?
First off, yes, I am going to watch the pilot, and I'm going to do the same thing with Gotham that I did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. As we all know, with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it started out really slow. And what my stance is on shows like that are slow is I usually stick with it until the 5th episode. If it doesn't catch my interest by the 5th episode, I drop it. So, I'm going to stick with Gotham until its 5th episode, and if it doesn't catch my interest by then, I'm out.
You do understand that Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't get good until, like, episode 8 or 9, right?
Actually, for me, it got good by episode 5.
What?
Whatever.
Yeah, episode 5 was the episode where they showed Rena for the first time, and
okay, and you like the mixed
girls.
Oh yeah,
that's right. That was a nerd one too.
Yeah, that was the episode that got me into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But anyway, with Gotham, I'm gonna stick with it until the 5th episode. If it doesn't catch my interest by that episode, I'm out. Now, in regards to what it could do in order to improve, at the very least, give us a tease as to each of the villains picking up something that could lead to their costume. Like maybe show the Riddler drawing a large question mark, or having Pamela Isley getting like a tattoo of like a thorny branch / vine on her arm or something. Something
Really,
like
a
that.
tattoo?
I don't know. That's I'm just throwing stuff out there. It could have been something different, but there needs to have some sort of tease towards their potential future. That's when, like with Bruce Wayne, doing something that leads up to his fear of bats.
I totally actually agree with that particular point. Is that I'm hoping they do that, and I can't imagine that they wouldn't do that. Is that very early on in the character developments, they may show like Pamela Isley, basically tending to a garden or some crap like that. Like there's got to be shout-outs to who they're going to be in the future.
We did get it in the trailer. She's actually, watering the plants.
For me, watering the plants would not be enough. It would have to be something that would show how crazy she is. There's nothing crazy about watering.
She has powers, though.
Well, I mean, she could be talking to the plants. We don't know.
Well, no, she doesn't have power. She doesn't get her powers until she ends up getting mutated by something.
We don't use the word mutate anymore. That's a Marvel thing.
It's old word.
Although, Fox.
From what I understand of Poison Ivy, she did not get her powers naturally. She was not born with them. They were forced on her, and it drove her mad.
Well, it's confusing how her origins came out. It really is confusing.
Okay, anyway, okay, Isaiah, and okay, be calm now, Isaiah, okay.
Okay. I want
number
to... Okay, go ahead.
Isaiah, first of all, will you watch the pilot, yes or no?
For the geeks around, yes, I'll take that bullet.
No, that's bullshit, Isaiah. You would end up watching the pilot anyway, just so you can bitch about it on your personal thing.
No, that's boring when I have to be bitched by a show. That's really boring.
Isaiah, my second question is, Isaiah, what do they need to improve? You cannot say putting Batman on the show. It's not gonna happen. Drop it. What do you?
I know what they need to do. They need to focus on why Bruce Wayne and Gordon are actually very close. Why they have that bond together. Why
you will get that.
I think they will.
No, with this trailer, I didn't get no good sense of it. They just focus so much on the villains and the corruption in Gotham and blah blah blah. That I didn't give a fuck. I don't care. I already knew this fact already.
Well, if you look at the featurette that they released before we started to hang out, they talk about the friendship between Bruce Wayne and Gordon.
But
So you get to see it.
To me, that's not enough. Like how Alfred was like, Alfred was like a mentor for Bruce Wayne. I want to see that from for Bruce Wayne. So I want Gordon to be that mentor. I want him to be like show him the way of being a hero. Like how Barry Allen in Detective. That's how I want that to be, and how much other people are for other heroes. That's what I want that to be, but I don't see that yet. I see that they're gonna focus on corruption, which is not a bad thing, but I already knew this already, and all the villains. And I really do hope Fox stay. I hope Fox stay with the main plot, but I don't see that happening for them. I'm not that stupid from Fox. I don't trust them.
Okay, fair enough. Matt, are you gonna watch the pilot, and what do you want them to improve to make you more interested?
Let me see. Am I gonna watch the pilot? Well, considering that I'm running the Geeks of the Round hangout for it, I hope I watch the pilot because if not, I'm gonna be making shit up pretty fucking fast. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch the pilot. I'm hoping that they do nice, and that's my only complaint is currently we don't see that they're going to do good storylines with the villains. We don't see that yet. I'm hoping I'm wrong, and that is what I'm looking forward to. So long as they actually establish these characters, give them like shout outs to who they're going to be in the future, and actually establish them to have strong motivations for being the people that they are. That is what I'm hoping for in this show. And if they do that, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love it to death.
Okay, cool. And Tori, lastly, Zack Snyder, are you going to watch the pilot? And two, what do you feel they need to improve to make you more interested in the show?
yes, I will watch the pilot, and like, I think that I think that they just need to improve, the characters really, show some more of, show less of Bruce Wayne and show more of, the villains and stuff really.
Well, I will say this. I'm definitely gonna watch the pilot. I'm probably gonna watch the pilot at Comic-Con this year,
Lucky bastard.
and hope. Well, pay for better. You will get to go. But but I'm definitely gonna see the pilot in one way or another this year, and I'm excited for the thing. I feel they need to improve is really make clear that this is a very, we can see deep relationship between these characters, between Harvey and Gordon, Gordon and Bruce, and then, so of course some of the villains with Gordon and so on, because not all of them. Also, let's remember, we cannot judge too much in advance because we haven't, some of these characters didn't even talk, they didn't, they just stood there like, whatever.
Right.
So yeah, so I think that we, on this Geeks Around discussion, I think we all realize that, there's some mixed reactions, but the point is we're all gonna see the pilots. That's good.
I was just thinking of something. I was just thinking of something just to interject real fast.
Okay,
Is we have these three main characters, these mentor mentee type of characters, and that is of course Harvey Bullock to Jim Gordon. Harvey Bullock's basically trying to bring Jim Gordon over to his side of things. And then we have Bruce Wayne, who basically Jim Gordon is trying to bring over to his way of things. And my thought is it's kind of a weird circle because of the fact that at this particular point in time, Bruce Wayne could go either way. I mean, Bruce Wayne could be this force for justice, or he could be this terrible force of vengeance. If I don't know, I think that in this particular case, if Jim Gordon were not there, Bruce Wayne would go the way of Harvey Bullock. And it's just something to think about, is that he could be this terrible thing of vengeance, to where basically he's just going around killing people. If it weren't for Jim Gordon, and I'm hoping that is what they actually establish in the TV show.
Interesting. All right, okay, and Gotham is going to be premiering this fall with 18 episodes to begin with on Monday nights, 7 Central or 8 p.m. On Fox. So tune in then. Now, just getting to our last trailer of the superhero coverage for the 2014-2015 season.
Guys, hold on, wait. I have to leave, so I'll see you all later, probably
Bye,
next month.
Sexcider.
I don't know, probably next year or something. Okay, guys.
Okay, bye, Sexcider. And that we just saw Zack Snyder just leave, so he will not be talking about Constantine with us, guys. So let's have a little look on NBC's Constantine.
Before you checked yourself in here, you were working as an exorcist and master of the dark arts?
That says master, does it? Well, I should really change that to petit dabbler. I hate to put on airs.
It's time to face the truth. There are no demons.
Miss? This is not my problem. Bollocks. I'm addressing the entity inside.
Hear my words!
Well, hello.
Stay back!
You're pointing that the wrong way. I knew your father. I promised him I'd look after you.
If you don't listen to me, you'll be dead by morning.
You shouldn't be down here. I could say the same about you.
You damned a girl to hell. Along with her, your soul. There's a lot of panic down here. People can sense what's on the way.
What's on the way?
We should go.
What's on the way?
Mom, when did my dad die?
I'm not prepared to have this conversation.
A friend of his tracked me down.
What is it?
Nana.
You're waking up. You're seeing the world for what it really is.
Which means what?
Look around.
What are they?
Souls. Trapped. Searching for a way out. Now that you can see these things, they can see you. And they don't like to be seen.
Things crawling out of the shadows on a scale we've never seen before.
You suggesting that it's not too late for me to save my soul?
Follow me down, tear me down, straight down to
The sacred cross commands you.
follow me down, tear me down,
Esfarto Slido!
Release me, and her soul is free.
Be gone! She did it.
And we're back. So, Matt, Constantine is a hero that has not been featured a lot in the live action or the media, except for that one movie they did with Constantine with Keanu Reeves. So, how much do you know about the character, and did this trailer feel like you get to learn more about him?
I actually never read the Hellblazer novels. I did, however, read Neil Gaiman's Books of Magic, in which he is featured prominently in. So I'm kind of familiar with the character. John Constantine does help basically the main character, whose name I forgot, the main character who's a little kid, become the most powerful sorcerer in the DC Vertigo universe. And so that's kind of how I got introduced to him. I think that from what little I did see, the actual movie with Keanu Reeves only had a glancing relationship with that character, and I'm really hoping that this show, which does look to be much closer to the character, will do well. The one problem that I've seen thus far is that Constantine in the movie had a smoking problem, and the smoking was killing him, and that is actually something that's in the comic, but they're not bringing over to the TV show. That was a major thing in the comic. That was a reoccurring theme. Is this guy is also dying because of this? He's dying and he doesn't have his own soul. So it's kind of a pressing issue.
Yeah, I think David Goyer, who is one of the showrunners, he wrote Man of Steel and the Dark Knight trilogy and so on. He's going to be shepherding the show. He's going to be the showrunner and executive producer and writer. He said that he wants to focus. It's going to be closer to the comic books than the movie was, which makes me happy. The smoking thing. He said lastly that it's last time we heard about the subject, he said they were negotiating still with NBC about it.
I was gonna say is I think that one of the reasons that they're, at least it does appear that they're taking the smoking out of it, is because of the fact that they don't want to, of course, make it seem like smoking is a normal thing. They want to kind of villainize it, as it were, and the best way to do that is actually take it out of shows. But I think that this would actually be something that the anti-smoking lobbyists would actually want to endorse. I think they'd want to be like, you know what, Constantine, let him smoke, because you know what, it's killing him. And so long as you're bringing that up over and over and over again, it's like people are going to realize, oh shit, this thing I'm doing, it's killing me.
However, I think David S. Goyer was trying to stay away from the movie itself, because I mean, I know what you guys are saying, but Keanu Reeves, they're gonna be like, oh wait a minute, it's just like Keanu Reeves' character. Oh yeah, and again, this is like mainstream people saying this, not me. So you want to stay away from that also.
Charles, how do you feel about this? About this interpretation of John Constantine?
Well, like Matt, I never read the comics. The only form of Constantine that I am familiar with is the Keanu Reeves movie. And even though I do know that the book is very loosely connected to the comics. There's not a lot of things that connected to the comics. I did, however, enjoy it. And I'm with Matt on this to where they're taking out the cigarettes, the smoking, and the cancer and all that from the TV show, and I don't really agree with that because that's actually one of the things I liked in the movie. Was that it was an impending doom that was creeping up to Constantine, and he had to try to find a way to get out of it. And I thought that would be perfect for this TV show, and it does. I do find it not. It doesn't really make me mad, but it annoys me. But it's something that I think I can live with. But from the trailer itself, I was on the edge of my seat the whole trailer. I really liked it. And when I first heard Constantine speak, the first thing that I had to say was Edward Kenway.
I don't know who that is.
Edward Kenway is the assassin in Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. The guy that's playing Constantine, the guy that voiced Edward Kenway.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
May I just say real quick that the actual magic use that is done in DC in the DC comics, and I was touching on this earlier in Gotham, is Batman ends up learning a little bit of magic. But when it comes to the actual magic users in the DC universe, throughout the Vertigo comics and even some part of the mainstream, is actually a very dark and very deep storyline. Basically those fringe characters, anywhere from the Question, who's not a magic user by any stretch of the imagination, but those fringe characters right in there in the DC universe actually have some pretty amazing storylines. And that up to and definitely includes Constantine and Zatanna and her father, and those particular storylines. They're very, very compelling, and they're definitely worth reading.
Yeah, I've never read the Hellraiser comics either. I never saw the movie, but I have read it, and he did show up in the Smallville comic briefly, and I liked him. He was sassy, and seeing this trailer, I was really impressed by it. I like Matt Ryan as Constantine. He's very sassy, he's very cocky and funny and so on, and I think I can get behind that. Isaiah, how do you feel?
Oh, me, finally. Before I get to my whole excitement behind this trailer, I gotta stress something really quickly. I liked how they pretty much took away his damnation of his soul. Like, he actually did something that was actually terrible for our main character. I liked that a lot. Unlike he was trying to figure out some way to try and save his own soul, it was kind of like a redemption process in my book. What he did, he sacrificed a child's life and took away his own soul as well. So I think that's more credible and more powerful for his own character. Pretty much, we know why he's doing this, and pretty much he's forced to pretty much take on these demons to pretty much prove that he's actually not a terrible guy. So I like it even more. Even the smoking part. I mean, the smoking part, yes, it was part of the comic books, but the smoking part got in the way of a lot of things too. Yes, he has cancer and that, blah blah blah. But this here is more credible. It's more powerful. So instead of him just waiting for him, death waiting for him, it's actually like when he dies, he's gonna go to hell, and people and the devil's gonna take his soul. He's gonna love his soul the most because he sacrificed a child's life for his and take away for his own soul and everything else. So that's really cool. For the trailer itself, I loved it because it reminded me like Sleepy Hollow, Doctor Who, and Fringe a little bit, all mixed together with a comic book sense in it. And I haven't read too much of Constantine, but I did use Wiki Search, and he is part of He's part of Dark Justice League. And I really, really hope down the road that the Dark Justice League comes into play in this show. I really, really hope, because Dark Justice League is more unique and more credible than the actual Justice League in my book. So I really like
this might excite you because Guillermo del Toro, he is developing a Justice League Dark movie. Constantine is part of that movie, and he said that he's hoping that the TV version will be part of the movie Justice League Dark, and which is once again a hint that we may actually get a shared universe between the TV shows and the movies. But once again, that's a different topic for. Yeah, well, it's a different topic for another day. But I think it could be cool. And like Matt was mentioning characters like Santana. So I hope, I think she should have been a main character on this show. Actually, a good loving.
No, no, no.
Why not?
She is terrible. She's a terrible superhero.
How is she terrible superhero? She can do literally absolutely anything so long as she can pronounce it backwards.
Oh God. Oh, wait a minute. We got Dr. Fate. Okay. We don't need her then.
It took 5 minutes for Isaiah to go from happy Isaiah into
Isaiah's back.
Cool. She's not cool. She's so bland and so fucking idiot. And it's like, she almost pressed everything backwards. That's so fucking weak.
That's what her father did too.
Her father's weak too.
Between her and her father is she looks hot in her outfit and he doesn't.
Okay, we got Dr. Fate for God's sakes. Dr. Fate is a mostly badass. We got Constantine, who's like Dr. Strange.
Fate isn't actually a doctor. It's a fucking mask that can go on anyone. I could put on the fucking Dr. Fate mask and have the same powers.
You still be actually better than Zatanna, whatever you want to fucking call her name. Fuck her.
Zatanna is more practical.
I'd like to.
That's sad too. You're loading your status bar. Like, really?
Let's go to the new question. We don't get to learn much about this trailer, sadly, but we do get to meet. I see. Calm down.
I learned a lot. I'll say I learned a lot.
Well, good for you. That's good for you, Isaiah, if you did. We get to meet a female character called Lev, who is basically going to be working with Constantine a lot. Matt, what did you feel about her?
Actually, I did a little bit of research on exactly what's going on there because it's not completely clear in the trailer. But I guess they do cover it in the trailer, but I kind of fluffed it up with a little Wikipedia. Her father and Constantine had worked together and was as close to friends as you can really get in this particular field. And apparently Constantine was basically kind of like he had heard about this woman, heard about this girl. He had died due to whatever supernatural situation happened. And so she had inherited her father's power. And so that's what Constantine was doing, was he was trying to protect this woman who he feels an obligation to. To help her out and to help her into this transition. And I think it's actually a pretty cool story. Constantine, in general, is, from what I can tell, is a very solitary character. Like any sort of alliances he has are temporary at best. So to actually team him up with someone throughout an entire TV series is a little strange. But I'm definitely okay with it, so long as he does not get himself, he doesn't end up becoming besties with this person. So long as it's a professional relationship, I'm okay with that.
How about you, Charles?
On the matter that that woman, well, to be honest, when I first saw her show up in the trailer, I had kind of expected it to be the same character that Rachel Weisz played in the Constantine movie. Like I said, I'm not entirely familiar with the Hellblazer comics, but I expected it to be Rachel Weisz's character from the movie.
And it is.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's cool, somewhat. I mean, yeah.
Wow.
Yes, Isaiah, I'm making myself look like an idiot. I don't really care.
That was so lame.
I'm tired, man. Screw you.
It's 11:35, dude. Don't care.
Ooh, snap. Okay,
Oh,
Isaiah.
no, you didn't. Yeah.
Oh, no,
Okay,
you
now to
didn't.
me, the actual person. Now to me, the actual person who actually liked this character. She was cool, and also, I hope they do make this an important show. But Constantine is bisexual, so he might have a really maybe like a romantic relationship with her father. We don't know. It'll be really interesting though. Like the first he is one of the first comic book characters to be bisexual. It would be really cool if they put that in NBC.
I've never understood that.
Character even more.
I've never understood that. Homosexual, I understand. Like you don't like the look of that, or you don't like bisexual. That's just weird to me. Freaking bisexuals are freaks.
Oh, thank you.
I'm joking. I'm obviously joking.
Yeah, we know.
I'm about to get fucking muted out of this hangout.
But that's really cool though, and also the girl who pretty much has the same ability as her father opens up more gateway, and pretty much it'll be really badass too. It's just like the movie one, but I think her character will be more stronger and pretty much plays a bigger role. And again, like I said, I hope NBC makes or the producers of NBC and the director makes Constantine bisexual. I hope they do because that's really cool as a character, interesting storyline and really interesting dialogue. Like you slept with my father, didn't you? Yeah, one time. It was back in the camp, and one time. It was a one-time deal. You never know.
By the way, I just want to point out that was 2 hour. It's basically it's about 2 hours and 10 minutes into the hangout before he finally said that phrase.
Yeah, and speaking of the time, like I don't really have much to say about the Concentrator as much as I did with Gotham and Fox. I mean Gotham and Flash. So my last question is, if it's okay to make this my last question, unless there's something you guys want to talk about specifically.
No, actually, I think I'm pretty good on it. I'm trying to think. What do we got? We got Walt, or not Walt, but Walt's father from Lost as the Angel. I'm not sure exactly which Angel he's playing.
He's playing the Angel from the movie as well, but he's pretty much he's an anti-villain. And he's going to really play a big part to Constantine's life. He's pretty much going to be the one pulling the strings behind closed doors, in my opinion.
Interesting.
The Rogue Angel.
Okay, here's a quick question. Do you like the time slot, Friday night at 10 p.m. on NBC?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a pretty good time slot.
I actually love the time slot because of the fact that if I'm going to be part of a hangout on it, doing a hangout on Saturday is much easier than during the week because there are no other freaking hangouts on Saturday. So I freaking love it on this time slot.
Fantastic. Yeah, I like it too. I think, as me and a few other TV critics were talking about, where do you put a new DC Comics TV show? Well, would constantly put it on 10 p.m. on Friday nights on NBC. It's gonna work with Grimm. It's a good line-in. I think it's gonna work.
I watch Grimm.
No, it doesn't work.
I watch Grimm, and Grimm is awesome. But what time did they say that Constantine was coming on? Was it going to be at 8? At 10? Oh shit. Then because Grimm comes on at 9, Hannibal comes on at 10. But
yeah. Oh wow. That's really
so
interesting.
yeah, it's gonna.
Hannibal will probably be back after Constantine, which will most likely only get 13 episodes. But you know what? I'm fine with that. I'm fine if he only gets 13 episodes.
Well, Hannibal is probably going to do the same thing it did during the second season, where it's going to air the next season next year, possibly sometime in February. So so I think it'll be all right. I think Constantine will be able to air. So
yeah.
Right.
So my last question is, are you guys all gonna watch the pilot, and what do you want to see more of after having seen that one trailer?
Well,
begin. Begin.
All right.
Sorry, I was talking to Deanna on a different screen. What was that?
Are you gonna watch the pilot, and what do you want to see more of from this show?
Oh fuck! I'm probably unless it really sucks, I'm probably gonna watch the entire season, first season at the very least. And that's just it. Is I think that there wasn't anything on it that really sucked. I mean, it wasn't super compelling to me. And that's why I never really claimed it when it comes to discussion. However, I don't really have anything that I would change on it. I don't think there's anything that I would change other than throwing in a smoking story arc. Maybe throw in there, even in like the first couple episodes, basically being like, you know what, like I used to smoke, but I don't do that anymore because it almost fucking killed me. Like a line like that right there would make me happy.
Yeah, I feel the same way about the trailer. I was actually more excited for Constantine than I was for Gotham. Now I'm equally excited for all three of these shows. But Charles, are you gonna watch the pilot and are you excited for Constantine? And what are you gonna
Yes.
see more of it?
Yes, I am going to see the pilot, and because I have always been interested in Constantine, even though I've never read the comics, I've always thought the setting was interesting. I'm probably just gonna probably just gonna stick with it throughout the entire series, the entire first season. So I'm not gonna just wait until episode 5. I'm gonna watch the whole thing.
Nice, very nice. And Charles, I mean Isaiah.
I'm definitely just like Matt and Charles. I'm gonna watch it through the whole damn season because I'm more hyped for this show than Flash and Gotham. Who give a fuck about Gotham? Because I know I'm gonna watch the pilot of Flash and Gotham, but I know I'm gonna drift away from those because I don't. Because it doesn't have the same charm as Constantine. Constantine reminds me of, again, like Sleepy Hollow, Fringe, Doctor Who, reminds me of all that cool, interesting elements. And Constantine playing with magic is even more badass. And I won't really change a thing. But I really, really hope and pray that they implement the Dark Avengers. I really, really.
I agree with you totally, Isaiah. However, give up on the Dark Avengers. Seriously, it's not going to happen. I hope I'm wrong, but because it would be awesome. But yeah, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, but the Dark Universe, like the Dark.
For the same reason that you say that people wouldn't watch Gotham, because no one gives a fuck.
Exactly.
All right. Anyway, guys, Flash is gonna air on Tuesday nights, 8/7 Central on the CW. Gotham is gonna air on Monday nights, 8/7 Central / 8 p.m. on Fox, and Constantine will be airing on Friday nights, 10 p.m. on NBC. And we'll be covering all these shows here on Geeks Around, which you can follow at geeksaround.com. That's our official website, and you can subscribe to it on YouTube at youtube.com/geeksaround. And Matt, what shows do we cover on Geeks Around?
Oh my God, so many shows! It hurts so many shows. Seriously, we're of course doing Game of Thrones right now. During the earlier in the season, of course, we do Walking Dead. We do Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Obviously, we're going to be doing these shows: Constantine, Gotham, Flash. We're going to start doing Arrow, which is 2 seasons behind the times because we should have been doing it 2 seasons ago, but we're not. We got Hannibal. We've got From Dusk Till Dawn. What's that?
Agent Carter.
Yeah, Agent Carter. We're going to be doing so many shows. Like any show that a Blacklist, any show that's got a little like sci-fi twist or potentially a sci-fi twist. In the case of Blacklist and Hannibal, we're doing. I mean, we're going to be up to I think 13 shows next season, 13 or 14 shows next season. And so it's going to be crazy. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And let's do some plugging as well. Charles, tell the viewers about your show.
Yes. Isaiah, my buddy Isaiah and I have our little separate show from Geeks called Dynamic Duo Review. Or reviews, where we talk about various shows where we watch that Geeks Around does not necessarily discuss on. Though so far the only thing that we've actually talked about would be Sleepy Hollow, and since Sleepy Hollow is not currently in season, there hasn't really been any episodes recently. We also do occasionally talk about Hannibal. Yes, but aside from Dynamic Duo Reviews, Isaiah and myself also have our own individual solo shows. My solo show is Charles 2 Cents, where I talk about various topics. It doesn't necessarily mean TV shows or movies, but just anything that just happens to, where I just happen to have a passion or an opinion on. And that's pretty much what Charles 2 Cents is. And Isaiah has...
Isaiah Zone.
Isaiah.
I know, I already said it. Isaiah Zone, and my internet's slow. I know, folks. Spare me. Anyways, Isaiah Zone is where I talk about interesting topics about news, shows, games, and whatever, because my opinion rules everything. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out. And Andy, please tell about your awesome 2 podcast shows.
Yes, I am the host of the FlashPodcast.com, the flashpodcast.com, and I'm also the host of Helicarrier, the Asia Shield podcast, which you can find on its new website, helicarrierpodcast.com. I know the season is over, but Nikki, Dan, and I, we have some nice plans for you guys. So follow us at theflashpodcast.com and helicarrierpodcast.com, and don't forget to subscribe to Geeks Around. Get all of your latest videos from us, because we rock. What up? What up? So, for our executive producer Deanna Jackson, I'm Andrew Bite, and this has been Geeks Around the Conclave. Have a good one, and stay super, because the fall is getting invaded. Bye, guys.
Fall is coming. They talk about winter all the time, but it's fall that's coming.
The fall is coming. See you, bitches.